If you don't know how to do what we're going to show you in today's video, you will not survive a worst case grid down event, period, point blank. I repeat, if you don't know how to do this, you're dead meat. Growing a garden is one thing, but getting a protein source is another. One of the most challenging aspects of survival isn't lighting fires, purifying water, or building shelters. It's hunting, gutting, skinning, and butchering your own food. Today, we're going to show you that very thing. Alright guys, so it's the last day of hunting season and we're heading out to my buddy Dean's to hunt on 480 acres. Hopefully we get a buck. I'm sure we'll be able to flush out a doe or two. Right now, I don't have my hunting rifle sighted in, which is kind of stupid. So I'm going to be using a Tavor. So I'm not just, trying to be tactical with the Tavor. It's obviously not the best gun for this job, but I have it sighted in at 100 yards. I'm pretty confident in my ability to hit vitals at that range. So that's what we're going to use. I've been putting it off. To be honest, hunting is a big commitment of time, and it requires you to go out and invest a day or two. And unfortunately, unless you know somebody who has property and knows their way around that property, it could be a very time-consuming exercise, and the juice just ain't worth the squeeze unless you're getting like larger elk or moose or something like that. So we're probably going to get a deer. We'll get a bit of meat. We got some thermal optics to test out, not ones that are gun mounted, but just handhelds. So that should give us an edge. Deer are very hard to see in this type of dry grass environment. They're hard to see, period. Usually at this time of year there's snow and you can track their footprints easily in the snow, but this is going to be very challenging, so that's why I brought out the thermal optic. We're having a very irregular season, a late start to the winter season. There's zero snow on the ground, which is incredibly unusual, but I can't say I'm surprised. There's always cops on this stretch, so I gotta watch my speed limit here. They love to give me tickets. The tax man's lurking around every corner, trying to get you. Saskatchewan is renowned for its hunting, whether it's waterfowl or medium to large game. I mean, hunting in the prairies is, in theory, as good as it gets.
Today's video is about, we're not actually posers, we're actually going to go hunt a white-tailed deer and get one. We each got a tag, close to the end of the season. Super nice weather, light jackets, can't complain. Yeah. We'll see how fast the deer are moving, but we're essentially going for a long walk on 480 acres we got permission for. So my land and the land around me here, and see if we can push one out of the bush.
Usually when I go hunting, I'm not optimistic, but today I'm feeling it. So
you're gonna get one today, yeah, right for on. Sure.
Okay, let's not jinx it too much. There are plenty of strategies to use when hunting depending on the season, terrain, and animal that you're hunting. This generally involves methods like trapping animals using snares or other methods, using still hunting techniques either in a blind or in a tree stand. This may leverage the use of calls or baits to lure animals in. Tracking and stalking is another tactic that requires an immense amount of knowledge of the land, skill, and endurance. Another method is pushing bush or flushing. This can work well when you have a hunting partner. Today we're going to be hunting white-tailed deer. Due to the climate and topography of the region that we're in, we're going to use the flushing method today. The region that we're hunting in is a grassland biome in central Canada that's peppered with aspen bluffs every 100 to 200 meters. These treed areas are where the white-tailed deer are taking refuge in during the day. Using the flushing method, one person will flush out the deer from the bluff while the other stands on point and targets the deer as it's exiting the bluff. Camouflage and stealth are less important for this method.
Come on, deer. Where are you? Grab me, baby. Hey, deer. Ha! Ha! Hey, deer. It's still warm. No, it isn't.
It should go without saying, you should always abide by the hunting laws in your region, and they're going to vary from place to place. Not doing so can carry serious legal consequences. In today's video, we acquire a hunting tag for white-tailed deer, either sex, and hunt in a designated zone during the hunting season. One thing is for sure, hunting can be difficult for numerous reasons. Finding land to hunt on if you don't live in a rural environment is challenging. It can also be very time-consuming. In addition to that, it's unpredictable. There's a limited time for hunting season, and there's no guarantee that your investment of time is going to yield any results. In general, animal husbandry might make more sense for a reliable source of food. However, an often overlooked benefit of hunting is that nature does most of the work. Unlike animal husbandry, where you have to tend to the animals day in and day out, when you're hunting wild game, your only investment of time is the time it takes to hunt. So there are pros and cons when comparing farm animals to wild game. One of the limits of wild game, of course, is that the carrying capacity of any given landscape is going to be limited. And it's very likely that if many people are doing subsistence hunting, the animals within that region will be hunted to extinction in short order after a major grid down event. For this reason, you should not rely solely on this as a method of subsistence unless you live in a place where there's low population density and there's enough wild game to support the populations that reside there.
Alright guys, so we have permission to hunt on this property. That's one thing you definitely want to make sure you got, because you don't want to get the cops on your ass. You don't want to have the owner of the property on your ass. And you don't want to be the hunted. You want to be the hunter. So make sure you have permission. And we do, thanks to Dean's connections.
One of the benefits of having a large piece of land outside the city is that you don't have to ask permission to hunt. One of the biggest challenges for novice hunters is finding a place where you can legally hunt. An ideal situation would be seeking the permission of a private landowner to hunt on their property. This has many benefits over public access land. A lot of public access land tends to be more inaccessible, and there's also a variety of restrictions that might accompany it. If you don't have access to private property, one of the best recommendations I can make if you're hunting in Canada is to utilize public access in Crown lands. Most provinces will have online interactive Crown land map viewers that you can leverage to find a place to hunt. Today we were granted permission to hunt on 640 acres of land. This is considered a full section of land here in Canada. This is a large portion of land which far exceeds what's necessary in order to successfully hunt deer. Typically, even a quarter section of this land is quite sufficient. However, on the first day, we flushed the entire section and were unsuccessful in our hunt.
Hey dear. Hey dear. Come out, wherever you are. It just goes to show how easy it would be for a deer to hide in one of these thickets, because even with the thermal imager, Dean is standing at point outside and he can't see us. I'll go around this one, just go to a high spot. Keep your eyes peeled. Ha! Move, deer! Ha! Move, deer! Just absolute prime land in here. I can't believe we haven't pushed one out yet. It never fails when I'm out, you know, exploring or looking for something in the bush. If you just keep going that extra mile, that's where you find it. So, but I mean, how many extra miles? Yeah, we put on the miles. Jeez, my hands are pretty cold. Snowing. Whew. Jeez, my hands are nice and toasty warm. Why don't you use this extra set of gloves here?
You've had a second set of gloves this whole time?
Of course, this is Saskatchewan. We're in the prairies. Everybody's got an extra set of gloves.
I'm gonna kill you.
Harry! Your hands are freezing!
We walked around for around 4 hours and we never seen one deer. We did, however, see a lot of sign. That includes things like deer beds, trails, tracks, and what are known as deer rubs. These are abrasions that are caused by the male deer rubbing their foreheads and antlers against the base of a tree. So we knew there was deer around, but my guess is they smelled the communist cameraman and quickly evacuated the area. To make matters worse, it's unseasonably warm for this time of year, and winter has come late. Winter is what usually contributes to the male deer going into mating mode. This tends to make them a little bit more careless and easier to hunt.
So we packed it in for the first day, and then we came out a couple days later. On this next outing, we were seeing deer everywhere on the exact same piece of land. On several occasions, we spotted them using a thermal imager in the bluffs as shown here, and we flushed them out several times. As seen here in this thermal image, which shows objects much closer than they appear, there were 3 deer in one bluff. 2 of these we were able to hunt successfully.
Yeah, I still see him, but he moved now. He's moving now, he's on the move. Which way? He's going just that way, but he's got a nice broadside. Turned again. Oh, his head's up. He's there still. He's tough, eh?
I can't tell if it's a mule deer or whitetail.
Oh.
Yeah. Does it come up with, or, well, I guess let's find it first. I think I see it, man. Yeah. Nice. What a shot. There's one. Thank you, dear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. What a shot, hey.
Great shot.
And I'm gonna walk straight through the middle, so don't shoot me coming through though.
Will do. I mean, I won't do.
Coming out of the bush, coming out of the bush. Shoot them. Those are whitetail, shoot them.
All right, so right at dusk, we were able to get a second one. There she is. It's a bigger one.
Nice deer.
Thank you, dear.
Well, it was running away, but it only went from there. Like you shot the top of that little hill.
Yeah.
And came, its buddy went that way. That's a good size animal.
Needless to say, a thermal imager is a massive force multiplier. It is going to save a lot of time and energy when you're counting your calories. Some people might call the use of a thermal imager cheating. However, I personally have no interest in hunting for sport. I want to make it abundantly clear that I don't take any pleasure in killing animals, and only do so for subsistence hunting, or in this case, to train ourselves if we ever have to rely on subsistence hunting. The first thing Dean said when we came upon the deer was to thank it for giving its life so we could have sustenance. For perspective, on these smaller does you can acquire about 30 to 50 pounds of meat. This could theoretically provide your protein needs for a small family for 3 to 4 weeks.
So, Mr. Dean, what do we got going on here?
That's pretty much the whole deer. Like, I'm no expert, but I do know the basics. The first thing I always take out is the tenderloin. That's on the inside of the
That's
hind
what we're
quarters.
gonna eat first.
We're gonna eat this right now.
Nice.
This is the back strap along both spines.
Nice big chunks of meat, hey?
So when I do it for myself, I just cut it into steaks,
Yeah.
or make jerky with it. But this is nice.
It's kind of the easiest stuff to work with.
lean loin or whatever. Yeah, exactly. There's 2 little front quarters, not much on there. All I do with that is take it off and grind it, like debone and grind.
Yeah.
Same with this. I don't save the ribs in deer. I just literally take everything, even the brisket, and this will all just be ground. So this is the spine with the back straps removed, and the ribs, and there's I forget what this is called, a little bit of meat covering the ribs and fat, but all that goes into grind and is utilized. And then this is the hind quarter, so you can get some roast out of here, which you can make muscle jerky with, or corn deer will do, or just make a roast. And then debone it and grind the rest. And that's all I do. Like, I'm no butcher, but
And this is for the dogs.
yeah, those are organic,
They came on my
homegrown,
bones.
local dog treats. That's the good stuff, Dom.
Good gravy in there too.
Yeah. That is
All right. from nature.
How would you rate this, good sir?
10 out of 10.
How would you rate it, sir?
That's as good as it gets right there. Yeah.
All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. This is the finished product. Recall, we cut the tenderloins off first. We cooked those up. They were absolutely delicious. We got the back strap cut into steaks. We don't show that here, but we also have 11 packages of ground deer. We got our roasts as well. This is the majority of one doe. This should feed a family, providing the protein. You pair it with your grains. This is going to provide you sustenance for 3 to 4 weeks. And if you want more information about how to process the deer itself, you can watch our extended version of this video that we didn't want to integrate into this one because YouTube has strict guidelines for that. I will post a link in the description below, which will take you to an unlisted video that gets the extended version of this video. I'm also going to post a link to the Arkopia channel. Dean's going to provide a start to finish breakdown, a tutorial of sorts on how to butcher and process the deer from start to finish. So I hope you go and check that out. Having these skills is absolutely essential. In the best of times, you could probably just pay somebody to do this all for you. This is only the beginning of our foray into hunting on this channel. We're going all the way up to the biggest game in Canada, that's moose. We're going for that moose draw next year, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Canadian Prepper out.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.